Hello! I look like a normal human being.
Oh,
What's up?
oh, living the dream.
All right, let's get the elephant out of the room. You have bangs.
I do. I love them.
You know what you remind me of? You know
Huh.
what you remind me of? The little kid pictures that you've shown me when you were younger.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I was like, going back to when I was like 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh Lord. Nah, it's cool though. It looks good. You have a nice frame face to pull off bangs. So
It's kind of what Randall said too. He's like, it kind of fits you. I was like, I know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if I don't recommend anybody cutting their own bangs when they're at home, because they're bored. But she is a professional, people. She is a professional.
Very true.
So I just got back from like a little hike. So
I saw your photos. Look like fun. It's all bright and stuff over there
yeah,
still.
I know. I was like, you know what, dude? I was like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna come home, fold your laundry, clean up, get stuck on the couch watching something, or go get some tacos, sit, have lunch, and then just absorb the sun.
Get that vitamin D.
Yes, ma'am. Is it okay if I call you ma'am?
As long as I can call you sir.
Thur. How was your week?
Um, Pretty good. Nothing real
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
How was your workout?
Today was crazy. I'm like dead
Really? Why?
because I did like 2.5 hours worth of a workout, trying to cram everything in one day.
Oh, you know what? I did. I watched your story. I'm sorry. I remember that.
Yeah. But I did eat in between, so I did my first workout as like a chest and arm kind of split workout. It was only like 45 minutes, and then I ate, and then I just, kind of BS with some people that were talking for like 30 minutes, and then went straight into my leg
Yeah.
workout.
And did you have the energy to be able to lift?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I felt really good. It wasn't until after, and when I got my car, I was like, whoo, buddy. I was beat.
You're like, why? You're like, why did I do this?
Hmm. But I won't go for probably, I know for sure I'm not gonna go tomorrow. Thursday, depending how I feel, I might go after work. Maybe do a late night sesh because I don't have to
Yeah.
work on Friday, so I can sleep in. But we'll see how I feel.
Mariah sleeping. What is that? 7:30.
7.
I know it's so funny. I do commend you for how much discipline you have. I don't think people realize because one, the basis of people that know you only know you from social media, and two, uh, we're very busy people and you're kind of private like I am. So I don't think anybody really realizes the amount of discipline you have as a person. Like your ability to like set your phone limit to a certain amount, limit your social interaction, take time out to for yourself, take time out for Randall, take time out for the animals, take time out to meal prep every day, to do what you have to do for online clients on top of work and everything else you have piled on. You have some of the best discipline and the best structure I have ever met in anybody, hands down.
Well, thank you. It does get stressful some days,
Like
but for the most part, I think I've found my groove.
it's good. That's
Even
good.
with this
And
job,
it's
I
just
thought
like,
I'd be more stressed out with it. But I
yeah,
think the
yeah,
older you get, like we've talked about, like with workouts, for example, I'm not stressing too much about not going every single day. I'm just making the most of my time and making sure the recovery's
yeah,
good and make sure that enough protein because I know in a week I'm not going to lose all my muscle. Like before, a couple years ago, I would have been like, "Oh, all my muscles gone. I'm flat. I got no butt. I got no muscle." Like, but now I just know like sleep's important, recovery's important, protein's important with working out.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But it is. It's just, it is very. It's very admirable, I guess would be the right word, because it's like I've done like a lot of like self-reflecting over the last couple of weeks, and like kind of looking at like where like I have fallen short. So I've been self-reflecting over the last couple of weeks, and one thing that I realize is that like um I never held myself accountable as much as I should have been holding myself accountable. um and I don't know if it's just because like I always would tell myself like in the back of my mind like, oh, it's okay, you can do this, or like it's okay, you can slack on this because you know what you have to do to get yourself to where you want to be. So like I kind of like wasn't as hard on myself. Like I was very much harder on anybody that I was ever helping get ready for any kind of show or anything. But then also told myself like I have to have the same amount of discipline for myself that I'm expecting from others. Um, so I was like, where am I falling short at? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing that's like hindering my ability to like further see progress? And I think one of my themes is just like not prioritizing myself. Um, Not prioritizing like what I want and what I want to accomplish. Like I always put everything else forward, and I always put everything else ahead of my own wants or needs, if that makes sense. Like now that the kids are older, I don't have to like, I'm not saying that I'm not prioritizing them, but it's like, let's face it, my daughter's going to be 21, my other daughter's going to be 18. They're adults. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll always be their dad, and I'll always do dad stuff with them. But I have little grown young ladies who are entering adulthood who have their own lives. I mean, I didn't see Angelina for 5 days, and she lives with me, because I'm working and she's working and she's got school and I'm at the gym. And it's just one of those scenes where it's like I can prioritize more of myself now and not feel like I'm being selfish because they're not young. So I was like, this is what you need to start doing. Like, you need to start prioritizing your meals, your sleep, your general health. Like, I've been working so much the last couple of months to try to make everything successful and, you know, try and get the business back to where it was before the C word. And, um, the ups and downs of being a manager and like trial and error, like some of that stuff, man, it sucks and it's like stressful, and it's just like you have to weigh out those options of like, I do want to go to the gym, but also I know I'm going to have to be at work for 12 hours. And in that fine moment, I was like, you can either lay in this bed for another 45 minutes and have wasted 2 hours of your day because you really don't have to go to work for another hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Or you can get up, brush your teeth, and go to the gym and do something. And in that moment, I decided, like, I'm going to prioritize myself.
Well, it's got to feel weird too
Does that
having
make
because like having like you said Herbie turning 21 and an 18-year-old. So for basically 20 years you put them first. And so now all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, wait, like now I can do my thing." And trying to figure and navigate that without feeling
Yeah,
like you said not feeling selfish.
yeah. And it's one of those things. It's just, I, I find myself with a lot of free time on my hands that I'm just like, oh, what is this? Like, what do you do? Like, but also too, like I'm becoming more structured. Like yesterday was Monday, so it's like, okay, it's like this is the first week I've had 2 days off in a row and didn't have to work an abundance of hours and abundance of days. I mean, granted, every week is like 60 hours, but
Ugh.
I was like, what am I going to do with myself? Like, what are you going to do? So it's like, I woke up, I did my laundry, I did my carpets, I cleaned my room, I picked up the trash, I picked up all the stuff that the cats got everywhere. I cleaned my bathroom, and then I was like, all right, well, that was a couple of hours. What do I do now? Like,
Well, now what?
you know. So I was like, poop on a log, and then like I hella carved up, and I just passed out. Like
Of course.
I woke up at like 9:15, and it was such a struggle to wake up, Mariah. Like I literally was sitting there like, wake up, Manuel, wake up. Like for like a good 45 minutes, I was like, you have to wake up. If you don't wake up, you're going to be up all night. But realistically, I think I could have slept all
Like your body was letting
night.
you know. Like, hey, you're
Yes.
tired.
But yeah, I forced myself awake. I ate more food, and then I sat there and I went to bed. But like before that, but I woke up with that full body pump because like I had like rested and I had enough water and enough carbohydrates in my body, and I woke up in that high. Like I was like, ooh, I feel pumped. I was like, hell yeah.
All the little energy.
Hmm. And then I ate and went right back to bed.
Your body's like, nah, just kidding.
Yeah, literally. I stayed up for like 2 hours and then I went back to sleep.
It's not bad though.
Yeah. So, but it was good. It definitely was good. I feel like I ramble a lot when we're on here. Like, I feel like, do I not give you enough time to talk sometimes?
No,
I'm
I'll
like,
interrupt if I want
man,
to say something.
no, I know. I know. So, but yeah, there's just so much like self reflection and like so many things. And it's like, for the longest time, I don't remember if I was talking to you or if I was talking to one of my other friends about it. Like, I kind of just been sitting at the same weight, lifting the same weight on the same days every single week, and I'm wondering why like I'm not seeing any progress. Um One, I was worried about like pre-existing injuries, but it's like once you like get away from that initial fear of the injury and you decide that like you're gonna lift, um I've pushed past a couple of thresholds that I normally wouldn't have. Um, I had a really good arm day, probably like last Friday. And I had a really good back workout this last Monday. Um, but I pushed myself past my limit. Um, and I did more weight. Like I did 240 pounds for my lat pull downs. But I had somebody there working out with me. So like I got 8 reps myself, but I wanted to get 12. So I was like, I would let the person know like I need your help now, and they'd help me force out 4 or 5 more reps. And I caught such a great pump from it, and like I'm so sore this morning. Um, but I pushed myself past that limit that I normally don't push myself. And I think that's what I continuously need to do to see further growth.
I've been doing that too. I've been pushing myself more, and I've been so sore this week, and I think that's why like tonight I'm gonna sleep real good because I can feel it. But
Yeah.
did you know that some of the machines are kilograms and not pounds?
No, which ones?
Well, at least at my gym. There are, so on a Smith machine, or not Smith machine, the cable machine, there is two parts of it that say pounds on it, but the rest are all kilograms. So like the lat pull down, we have two lat pull downs and then some other ones that are. So I was talking to this guy. He's late 50s, I think. He's always in there joking around, but um we were kind of working out together. He's helping me with shoulder day, and I'm pulling, doing face pulls, and I'm like, God, I just feel so weak. I'm like, I used to be like super heavy with this, same with my lat pull downs. He's like, Ryan, those are kilograms. I said, what do you mean they're kilograms? I said, what is that? Like, how much is that? So he started telling me. I was like, So I am lifting stronger? He's like, yeah. Like my lat pull downs, I thought I was only doing 50 pounds. He said, no. Because I was struggling doing 70 pounds. He's like, that's kilograms. So
Which
I'm over here
you're
thinking
doing
that,
70 kilograms.
yeah. I mean, I was struggling on 70, but I'm like, oh, okay. So I've been feeling discouraged these last couple months, thinking I'm losing like my strength. Because I'm like, with Manny, I could do 100. Like, yeah, he'd have to help me a little bit, but what is going on? And he's like, no, like, you're doing good. Like, whew,
That's
thank
so funny.
God.
You're over here, you're over here beast mode, lifting more weight than ever, and you're sitting here just
Didn't even know
beating
it.
yourself up like, oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so I felt pretty good. I think that was on
Uh,
Sunday, he told me. So this whole week I've been like, yeah, lifting way heavier.
yeah. I hate so one thing that's like a pet peeve of mine is like when I'm looking at you in the camera, my eyes are shifted the other way, but I feel like I need to look at you while we're having the conversation. So I'm always
I
like,
feel like when, because I've noticed the same thing with me too, like either, even if I'm looking at myself or the camera or you, I don't think it really matters in the video because it flips it all around. I don't know. Because it never looks like that when I'm
does it?
editing it. It looks like we're looking at each other.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're one of those Todd McFarlane Batman characters. I don't know why this guy does it all the time with his action figures, but he always paints the eyes sideways. So they're always looking off to the side. I'm like, how are you supposed to display that action figure?
They're all just staring at something.
I'm like, well, like he made some really cool ones, and I was like, oh, maybe like I'll get a couple of these DC, you know what I mean? And then I looked at the eyes, and I was like, no, can't do it. I'm like, I don't like it.
Speaking of all that,
So,
I caught up with Loki and I understand what's going on now.
okay, so it's so funny too because like I'm literally at home. I mean, I'm literally at work right the other night. And it's like 11:45 at night, and Lena texts me, and she's like, "Are you at work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" She's like, "I need to talk to you." And I'm like, "Oh God, what happened?" You know what I mean? Like, dad mode
Yeah.
goes in. I'm like, "You're texting." So then she calls me, and I'm like, literally like in the middle of like talking to somebody. I'm like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And she's like, "So I'm confused. We're watching Loki. We're on season 1, and blah 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 blah." And I was like,
Oh my
Angelina,
god.
you seriously called me at midnight to ask me a question about Loki? Well, yeah,
Duh.
because like, and I'm like, I'm at work. I will be home in 15 minutes. Your dad will answer all your questions when I get home.
Oh my gosh. It's confusing though.
I was
It
like, dude,
is.
it can be. Yeah, I can see
Like I
it. I can
said,
see it for sure.
I watched the new episode today from last week. And yeah, it all makes sense now. Now I completely understand where the story's going, who's who, what's what. I get it. But it took
I
5 episodes.
really like it. I
Oh
am
yeah, those last
very happy.
2 episodes were really good.
Yes, yes. Um, I don't know. I think it's going very well. I like that they're incorporating real life people, like real life scenarios, like the little Asian character, not Obi, but the other one. Like he
Oh yes.
in his timeline, he escaped from Alcatraz, and I was like, oh man, that's like a real world event. Like that's so funny.
Right?
Like, you know,
I thought that was really
or
cool.
the DB Cooper and all that. So um, I really like how Owen Wilson's character Mobius. I like how they showed him like because he's always talking about jet skis and he's always this and that, and then it's like, oh, he sells jet skis and he's selling jet skis in like Ohio or something, like somewhere like I was
Oh,
like,
Hodak.
you're not at the beach, like what the heck, like all landlocked in. um but I did though. I like the score. I like that they leave you on a cliffhanger every single episode.
They really
Um
do. And the freaking little clock. Like, didn't see that
Yeah,
going
Miss
that way.
Minutes.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
ooh, she got a little
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Or what's
I
his name?
watched Screen
Brad? Is
30.
that his name? Brad?
Yeah,
Yeah, he kind of took a turn too.
yeah. But I don't know. Everything about it was really, really good. I really hope that he stays. I forget the guy's name, Jonathan something. I really hope he stays Kang for the next couple of themes because they're like Screen Rants was saying that like with like the legal battles that he's in, that Marvel was talking about dropping him and doing Doctor Doom as the main villain, and it's just like why? Like
Yeah.
why are you gonna sit here and try to like you know I don't know. Just no, don't do it. Don't do it. So
No. Mm-mm.
we'll see. We'll see. So did you think about your responses to what your favorite products are for working out?
Yes, because I don't have many. I don't really take much anymore.
So what what supplement company produces your favorite protein powder?
First form. Though I don't buy protein powder much anymore. I haven't bought from them like protein in a long time because one, it's gotten really expensive. I mean, it's good and it's high quality, and so I get it. And then with prices, because they did, apologize to everybody that they had to raise prices because of the whey company, yada yada yada. I get it, but it's like $65 a tub. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, a lot of people don't realize it or don't know that like whey protein is only produced once a year. Like
so it's
if
like
you
you get
really
what you get.
Google what yeah, and if you Google what whey protein actually is and what the byproduct of it is, you'll understand why. And it's just like the market is there, so they're gonna drive the product and the price of the product. You know what I mean? Like they did like a, is it called a consensus consensus?
I don't know.
I don't I don't know how you say it, but that like especially like in 2020 that like people are investing in themselves and people are investing in their own health and their own well-being, so therefore like it has driven the market price of supplements since 2020, especially because everybody took their health serious and a lot of people are investing in themselves. They're no longer
Hmm.
investing in other stuff. Like if I'm going to spend my money, I'm going to spend my money on myself, and it's like
Yeah,
it's one of those scenes where it's like I get it because it's like I have a hard time buying clothes for myself, but I'll go spend $60 on a tub of protein powder.
it's
I'll
true.
spend $50 on a tub of pre workout. You know what I mean? Like, oh, $2 a day for some pump formula? Shit, why not?
Right. But it is crazy because, like you said, it's gone up since 2020. I think it was 45.99 or something like that for a tub. Now it's 60. And I'm like, whoo. But like you said, like I don't really take protein powder much anymore just because I eat most of my protein. But anything else, other
Yeah,
products, like all my vitamin stuff are like $70. And I pay for that monthly
yeah,
because I want those vitamins.
yeah. I pay $60 a month for a supplement called Balance, and I'm telling you right now, it is worth the $60 a month. The amount of bloat that has reduced in my body, the amount of discomfort that has gone away, the amount of like regularness my body is on track now. $60 is a small investment.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? The average
Is it
person
almost like
spends
a greens
$60.
powder? Or
No, it's a
what?
pill.
Oh.
It's a yeah, and so I take two pills a night for my digestive system, and it has made a world of difference. I've been consecutively on it for a couple of months now, and it's like I get an autofill. So like on the 5th, they take the money out, and it takes 4 days to get to me.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah, and
Who is
it's
it
just like
through?
a company called Thrive.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
it's like, how big of like a skeptic I was with their products and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, everything that I've taken that was their products, I was like, okay.
So you're
So
like,
like,
okay, okay.
yeah. So like, I have this one right here, right? So it's a premium lifestyle capsule. It's formulated for men. Um, and it's like, it's just got like a bunch of vitamins, and then it's got like a bunch of other stuff in it too. Um, Days that I don't want to wake up and drink pre-workout, or I don't want to drink coffee, I can take two of those pills, and by the time, not even exaggerating, because when I was told this, I was like, you're BSing me. You're BSing me. And the person's like, no, seriously, like, I'll drink it, and by the time I get out of the shower, I'm energized for the day. And I'm like, no way. And I was like, sure enough, like, I woke up and I had like a football game in Reading, and I had exactly 2 hours to get there, and I still needed to go to the store. I literally like took the two pills, took a shower, brushed my teeth, got in the car, and by the time I was like maybe to Chico, the pills kicked in, and I was like, bah, you know what I mean?
It's
And
like that
it gave me,
natural energy, like that kind of like gives your
yeah,
body that boost. Yeah.
yeah, and it gave me a sustainable amount of energy for probably about 5 to 6 hours on average is what it gives me. But I'll take it, like I said, on days that, like, if I don't have any pre-workout or I don't have any coffee, and I'm just like, my body's so used to that caffeine and needing that extra little help, I'll take it and I'll be like wired, and I'll be awake, and I'm like, okay, cool, this works. I've taken some of their other products, like when I was getting sick, and man, it cleared me up in like 3 days, 2 days, and I was just like, okay, this stuff does work. But in the same
Yeah.
aspect, like, I don't take it all the time. But
Because some of
for
that you
me,
have
for
to
my
have
protein
build
powder,
up. Just depends on
yeah,
the product.
yeah. For me, I like taking Redcon One, their MRE, and the
Hmm.
main reason I do it because it's beef protein, and with like my digestive system and the way that whey bloats me and it gives me discomfort, I choose to eat beef protein because it's better on my body. I do like First Forms products though, like, they taste delicious. They have some of the best flavored protein out there,
That's
like, they
for
really
sure.
do. Like, the things that Andy and them are doing over there with that company, and to see that company go from what it was in like 2014, 2015 to what it is now in 2023, it's crazy. It is crazy. Um
Right.
but I
I
do.
know.
I love that
I'm no
Redcon one.
longer like associated with them anymore. Just because I couldn't afford the moving out here. It was just too much to do there because you had a subscription, which it went towards like education and the products and all that. So I didn't mind. It was like only $115 a month, but big move out here.
Yeah.
So I had to make that decision, but I still support them and I still like their products. Most of them in their clothes.
Yeah. That blueberry protein, or that blueberry pre-workout they had, that stuff was not good that one time.
My mom too. She gave me. She's like, "Do you like it?" And I was like, "I'll take it," but no, no, I don't like blueberry things though
I,
either. I'm not a big blueberry flavored
yeah.
person. Ugh. Like they have a blueberry
Yeah.
protein powder, and Randall loved it, and I was like, it was the grossest thing. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think I think my favorite flavor of protein powder is the orange dreamsicle.
Yes. Yeah, I think that was
Like,
mine.
oh man, that one was so good. Or Optimum Nutrition, uh, their gold standard whey, the banana flavor was delicious too.
Really? I don't think I've had any banana flavored protein before.
Yeah, it was super good, super good. What's your favorite pre-workout to take?
I don't really have a favorite. I don't really take pre-workout. I don't think I've taken enough
What
to
did you?
have a favorite.
Okay. So would you say then your go-tos are bangs?
Probably. Or Rains. Or what's the other one? That is the sour ones. The sour watermelon ones. I don't remember what they're
The
called, but yeah.
ghost?
Yeah, Ghost. I like them.
Ghost?
Hmm. That's more my
Yeah.
pre-workout.
Yeah. So I like bucked up.
I do like Bucked Up. Okay, I have tried that a few times and I do like that.
Yeah. So and it's just one of those things. So like I look back on it and I'm gonna be like, so I took what Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard Pre. I've taken C4. I've taken
Before.
um Lit AF. I've taken you name it over the years. I've probably taken every single pre workout that's ever been made, damn near, except for
You
these like
always had
crazy.
new ones.
Yeah. So well, and so the reason why was because I was always chasing that feeling that I got always the first week or two that I got it. You know, it's just like it's like everything else that you do. Like your body becomes adaptive to everything. Then it's like you can take one scoop and it's like, man, dude, I feel so amazing on this. And then like
Hmm.
2 weeks in, you're like. I really didn't feel it that much. Maybe I should do a scoop and a half, and then it's like, ooh, and then it's two, and then it's two and a quarter, and then it's like, next thing you know, you're like, I'm about to have a heart attack because I have so much caffeine going through my system right now. So
I
that's one of the
still
main reasons that I constantly tried different ones.
I still remember the first time I tried pre-workout. It's when Randall and I first started dating, and he was the one that's always in the gym, and I think he took C4 at the time, and I'd never tried pre-workout, and he's like, "Well, you should try it." Gave me a bag, a little Ziploc bag. I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna try it today." I don't remember what day or anything it was, but I take it, and I take the whole bag, and I'm running on the treadmill because I'm just like I'm itching. I'm like feeling like I'm on crack, and I'm like just out of my mind. And so I text him. I was like, "Dude, I'm like running on the treadmill right now, and I feel like I'm dying. Like I feel like I'm on crack. What is this stuff?" He's like, "Well, how much did you take?" I said, "The bag. You gave me a bag." He's like, "Mariah, there was like a couple scoops in there." I said, "You didn't tell me that. How am I supposed to know that?" So ever since then, I just really haven't taken pre workout. Like I've taken it a couple times with you, but I also, like you said, I like the bangs. I like the carbonation, and so I feel like the pre workout, it just I don't know, it doesn't do anything. I need that carbonation with it.
Yeah. I like I like the so I like Celsius too. Like on days that it's later in the day and I just want that little bit of a boost, I'll drink a Celsius. That reminds me of Jay Cutler when he did his Legend pre-workout. Um, and I did like a sample pack. He did this thing on Instagram. Was like the first 100 people that you know send me a message or whatever. Like I'll send you out some sample packs. You do a review like this, and that, and I'll send you out a free bottle. The first time I ever tried that Legend, it was like that for me. Like I was like, what the heck? Like it was so strong and the best pre workout I have ever had. And anybody that's been lifting for a long time will agree with me is Jacked 3D. That's the best
Can't
protein.
say I've
I mean,
ever
the
heard of
best
that.
pre workout. Exactly, because you were probably still in elementary school when I was taking this shit.
Legal
But I'm
crack.
telling you, it was. We can clip this part and see how many people comment on it. Like Jacked 3D was the best pre-workout ever. Whatever they put in it that ended up being illegal and banned, it was the best. It was the best.
Y'all, it
I would
worked.
I would sell a kidney to get a couple of cases of it.
On the black market pre workout.
Literally, literally. So, but bucked up for me now is the only thing that I can take, and it's the same from the first time. until the 6th week. Like I can buy 2 tubs of it and it'll hit me the same every single time.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Although I did try gorilla mode the last 2 months and I really liked that too.
Oh, I remember you talking about that
Yeah.
company.
The flavor was good and everything like that, but it's like still like even when I need like an RTD, I'll grab a bucked up or I'll grab a ghost.
Freaking ghost.
So, all right. We could get into glutamine, but I think First Form has a lot of good like joint uh,
Yeah,
supplements. Their fish oils are really really good.
I do take their fish oils, and I really like those compared to other
Their
fish oils I've taken.
Yeah, their greens are really really good. The flavor, the way that their greens are able to break down and they're not chalky or chunky.
Hmm. I just
I'll
started taking
spend
them
that.
again too.
Yeah,
I
I'll
haven't.
spend
It's
extra
been
money on.
probably a year since I've had their greens, and I decided to try them back just because I've been having some gut issues, and I'm like, might as well try them. And already, I think I'm a week in, and I'm like, all right, I guess they do work.
Yeah, yeah. And and that's the problem with people is like people want that instant gratification or they expect things to instantly work for them, and it just doesn't work that way. It
That's one
literally
thing
does
I
not
learned
work that
too with them, like learning to talk to people about supplements and stuff. Like when they're trying to figure out what they want, most people always go to pre workouts first because you get the instant you know, result from it and you start feeling it more. Whereas protein powder, you don't, creatine, you don't, greens, you don't,
way. Yeah,
that builds up in your system. But most people want pre workouts because they feel it instantly. It's like, that's great,
yeah,
but
that's
what else you got wrong?
yeah, yeah, literally. It's like trying to tell these
Speak,
these younger people to go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
But just like trying to tell like the younger people that like they're not going to see results super fast. Like trust the process. Like you can't judge your physique versus somebody else's physique that's been doing it for 10 or 15 years.
Exactly. It's like even trying to explain to somebody because I started taking creatine again, which, well, I was, and then I ran out. But there's this one guy in the gym, and he's a little older, and he really just doesn't believe like he believes creatine's bad for him, and he's just like, it's gonna make me bloated, it's gonna do this and this, and I'm like, dude, it's been debunked, like it's not going to do any of that. Even like other people at the gym are trying to convince them. He's like, well, what do you feel like when you're on it? I said, honestly, like I don't notice a difference until I don't take it. I was like, it's just one of those things that you're not gonna just get like, crazy on. It's not a pre-workout. But I'm like, but when I don't
Yeah.
take it, I do feel different, especially in the gym.
Well, and it's just one of those scenes where it's like, okay, like if you are getting bloated from it, chances are you're taking too much of it. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Like chances are like you're taking too much of it in too close of a period, so therefore like yeah, like your stomach is going to get upset, you're going to expel it, and the one way that your body has to
Hmm.
expel it is through defecation. um
Yeah.
you know but also too, you can take creatinine. I like creatinine. Like if I was going to take any kind of creatine, I choose to take creatinine. It's a buffer creatine. It's not like monohydrate. Like I don't get bloated off of it. There's no loading phase. um
Is that what you made me take for my show? You made me take
no, I
some
made
kind
you.
of creatine.
I think maybe I did, yeah.
It came in little capsules.
Yeah, a little purple and black.
Yes, yeah.
Yep. So, and if anybody wants to find it, you can literally find it at Big Five. It's like $20 a bottle. It's not very
Yeah,
expensive.
not bad.
Um,
Mm-mm.
I don't take it anymore realistically, just because like I don't know, I don't. But like supplements that people want to get on when they're first starting out, I always suggest some creatine, and I always suggest protein powder and pre workout. So.
Yeah, that's basically what I used when I first started. Well, protein,
Yeah,
because most people don't get enough protein anyway. So it's like, dude, if you're working out, why
yeah,
waste your gains? Drink some protein.
yeah, literally. But consume something else with it too. Like, don't just drink protein powder
Yes.
by itself. Like, eat an apple, eat a banana, get something else in there for it to bond with, to bond to your body. You know.
Yeah. Because it's like, I do take those perfect aminos now, the little pills. You take 5 of them. It's like 30 grams protein. You take it 20 minutes before your workout, and it stays in your system for 3 hours and helps repair things. But the same thing, I take something with it after my workout to help with it, you know?
Almost like an intro and an outro.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
it is good.
My hand got caught in a bunch of cords. Um,
I can hear
that's
it.
good. That's good. I was like, no, I'm gonna drop it. It's gonna fall. Um, did you see that they greenlit a season 2 of Ahsoka?
No, they did? That's so exciting.
Yeah,
There better be more Anakin.
and then whatever. I don't think they're going to.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. They will. So I was thinking about it too. I was like, what if they went into the world between worlds and they just made the sequels non-canon, like they stopped it from ever happening, and then that way they could rewrite 7, 8, and 9.
That'd be pretty cool. I doubt they
But
would, but
still,
that would be
but
awesome.
but but still include, like, you can still include Ray, you can still include Poe, you can still include, Finn, you can still include all of those people, but you could make it better.
Right? Make it right.
Yeah. Why is it so dark? So, I almost watched the sequels the other day, and I got through like The Force Awakens, and then once I got to The Last Jedi, I was like, I'm turning this off.
That's
I
me.
was like, I
Every time I
can't.
get to The Last
I
Jedi,
can't.
I'm like, I just can't do it.
Yeah. Like, I can't. I can't. I wish
I
like the
mean,
Disney
people can like it, I
execs.
guess.
Yeah. And I mean, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it, it's a good movie, but it just, my biggest complaint is always like, it didn't feel like another movie. It just felt like the extended director's cut of Force Awakens, because the plot and everything in it was just a continuation of the first movie. And I've probably said
Yeah.
this on this podcast before, but the one thing that I liked about A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi is there's several years in between each movie.
Yes.
So therefore, there's more growth and more of a plot that you can play with. And I just
Whereas
felt
these
like
ones
it
are
was
just
just,
like smushed.
yeah, literally, literally. And the story was just like, they fly now. They fly now. Like, come on, you couldn't have written something better. Like, they've always flown. Did you not remember
Yeah.
that in the Clone Wars they had jetpacks? Like, I don't know. But then again, too, like, that's where, like, J.J. Abrams should have been like, look, a month's not enough time to write this movie. Let's push this back for the sake of this, and
Hmm.
this. But Disney needed to meet their quota, you know what I mean, and push all this stuff out. And they pushed it out so fast that, like, yeah, they may have made a lot of money off of it, but look at what you're having to do now. You're having to
Backtrack.
backtrack and correct so many things, and all the backlash and the hate. Was it really worth the amount of money that you made when you could have made more? Because, like,
Probably
let's
for
face it,
them.
like, everything's about merchandising, right? At the end of the
Hmm.
day, like, The movie sells toys, and the toys is what ends up making Disney more money. But it ain't going to make you money when those toys are sitting on the pegs. Collectors, adult
True.
collectors like myself, do you think I have a Finn action figure in my collection? I don't.
Right? Nope.
You you know what I mean? I've got Kylo Ren because at the time I got him on sale. But if I wouldn't have got him on sale, I wouldn't have bought him. Ray, I have Ray, but I didn't buy her for her. I bought her for the BB-8 that's in there. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
god. And that sucks too, because Kylo Ren could have had such, well, same with Bray. Like they could have had such a better character development. Like he could have been so much better too. I'm like, everyone gave
Yes.
Anakin shit for being whiny, but I'm like, no, Kylo Ren is whiny and he's a baby and he's supposed to already be a Sith, you know? And he's that way. No. Like
Yeah.
at least Anakin was
But
like in between, you know?
if they were smart, they would have greenlit an animated series to tell the story in between. That way you can
Yeah.
fall in love with this character and you can like this character more. Because then
Like
you
they
would
did
have a
Clone
healthy
Wars.
yeah, you'd have a healthy amount of time to flush out that character that you rushed so bad. Like the first movie, he's evil, he kills his dad, and then by the third movie, which is only a year later, with a span of like a year in the galaxy, maybe 2 years from all three movies, that's the amount of time that all this stuff happened. He kills his dad in the beginning, and then he sacrifices himself for somebody that he doesn't know.
Yeah. Like, okay. Okay.
No, you shouldn't have done that. The
No.
arc would have been better. Like I do like in the Last Jedi um, when Luke fights with Kylo, but also too if Mark Hamill was going to go out, he should have went out by Kylo Ren killing him and sacrificing himself and making that the
Yeah.
pivotal point where, holy shit, I killed my dad. I just killed my uncle. When is it going to stop for me? This is I thought I was going to fulfill this void inside of myself by doing these scenes, and I didn't. That could have been a pivotal moment that they totally missed out on in the cinematic. Instead, it's
Well,
just
even
like,
with Mark Hamill, like when he had complaints about the way they're portraying Luke, you think they would listen to him. Like he is Luke. He was in there at the beginning with George Lucas and all them, and he was just like, Luke wouldn't do this. Luke wouldn't be this way or try to kill Ben right away. It's like this doesn't make sense. But under contract, you gotta do
yeah,
what they do, I guess. But it's like you should have
yeah.
listened to actors.
Well, a lot of people too that I talk to, they're just like that, like played the video games, read the comic books, read the movie. I mean, the books, all these different books. They're just like, oh, like, well, why can't they do this? Why can't they do this? They have so much lore. They have so much lore. Like, they're like, oh, we don't understand why, like, we don't get more Republican commandos in, um, in in the shows or in the movies. Like, why we didn't get to see them. Like, you see them briefly in the Clone Wars, and then you see Scorch in Bad Batch, but they don't name him as Scorch. He's got the
Mm,
same color scheme. He doesn't have his backpack, and he doesn't have the right rifle, but that's Scorch. And I think a big reason why they don't pull from a lot of that stuff is because, well, one, the royalties, you're going to have to pay the author. You're going to have to pay, I forget what her
yeah.
name is. I want to say her name's Karen. You would have to pay that. So it's like, how are we going to cherry pick all this stuff and create it all ourselves? Like, uh, I'm trying to remember. So I don't want to. I don't. It's either Dark Empire or it's the Timothy Zahn books, where the Emperor clones the severed hand of Luke and makes a clone of Luke, but they call him Luke with like three U's. Was that in the movie or was that in the
Loophole.
Was that in the Dark Empire comic?
It wasn't in any of the Thrawn books I read in the Zane one
So then
or
it's in the
Dawn, whatever his
so
name
then
was.
it's in the Dark Empire series. Um, during this time, like I said, Palpatine gets the severed hand of Luke. He clones it into an evil Luke, and Luke battles Luke. Okay, you could have put this. You have all this cloning stuff. You literally could put it in the movie, but did they? No.
Yeah.
But you know what Hasbro just announced as a fan exclusive for 2024?
What?
A 4-pack with Luke. I forget I don't want to butcher his name, but he's like a Jedi and he's really powerful. He's got like long white hair. And Mara Jade. There's going to be an exclusive 4-pack with those 4 figures. And I'm
That's
like,
pretty cool. Well, Mara Jade.
cool, cool. I'm like, I'm going to buy it because I do like it. But also, it's just like, why can't we get that adaptation into the movies? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's money. Like they just put out a Malgus that's getting ready to come out, and they made him a deluxe figure, and he's so badass. And the majority of the people that are going to buy him are people who played Knights of the Old Republic. You know, but it's all. I'm just basically what I'm getting around to this 15-minute rant while you're falling asleep is everything's about money.
It is. It always will be.
Literally. Somebody told me the other day that I'm going to have to get a separate house next to my house for all of my action figures to be displayed.
Probably make it a museum.
Yeah. This is what you spend your money on when you don't party, drink, or do drugs. Are you ready to play trivia?
It's Star Wars Conversations. Okay, what are we gonna do first? Technology.
Okay.
Stormtroopers are chasing you, and you come across an Imperial Scout Walker in a fast speeder bike. Which would you choose to escape?
The speeder bike.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, speeder bike. Obviously.
Yeah. Like
It's
you
kind of a dumb
okay,
question.
so at AT you can take down an ATST. You can jump on a speeder bike and make a snake pattern and they're not going to shoot you. They're not going to be able to hit you.
Yeah. Like, super simple, super easy.
Yeah.
All right.
You know which
Question two. All right.
stormtroopers would get in?
The wrong one.
The wrong one, and that's why the Empire
Yeah.
lost.
Exactly. All right. Second one. Ooh. The galaxy. Choose between these tough jobs: bartender in the Mos Eisley Cantina or a server on Jabba's sail barge. Why did you pick that one? They're tough jobs, being a bartender or a server? I'd be a bartender on Mos Eisley
I would
because it
be
would
the
be
bartender
fun.
too, and your chances
Yeah,
of being killed would be less. I mean,
exactly.
either way, you're risking your life and you're potentially putting your life in danger. But let's face it, you're gonna be in a bar with a rowdy drunk people, or you're gonna work for an underground crime lord.
Right? Like, come on. Bartender all the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good one. Characters. If you could visit a Star Wars filming location, where on our planet do you dream of going? I don't know where they filmed everything though.
Well, they filmed so the indoor scenes for the Ewoks they filmed in the redwoods up above San
Yeah,
Francisco. Um,
already been
I don't
there.
know if most people know, or some people don't know that like while filming up there, they had to put an orange vest on Peter. What's Peter's last name?
Yeah,
That played
I
Chewbacca.
forget.
They had Peter Mayhew, is that his last name? I don't know, but they had to put an orange vest on him when they weren't filming, and they had to have film crew walk around with him because they were afraid people were going to kill him and think that he was Bigfoot.
Yeah. Because people probably would.
Yeah, and they filmed some of the desert scenes. They filmed in Arizona. I think some of the Hoth scenes they filmed in like Iceland or somewhere or something like that. I don't know.
See, I don't know. I know Tatooine
Yeah,
was in a different. I can't remember what the country's name is.
yeah. They so that you can actually rent that place. You can stay in Luke's
It's super
farmhouse.
cheap, but in order to get there, it's not cheap. At least for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're like, wait, I can stay on Luke's farmhouse for $100 a night. Yeah, but it's gonna cost $1,700 both ways to fly out there.
Right, exactly. Loopholes. They're like, we're gonna get your money
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah. Let's do one more,
Okay.
as DJ Khaled would
What
say,
did we
another
do?
one.
We did characters, we did technology, the force. Let's do that
The
one.
Force. Okay.
Okay, this one's stupid. This one says close your eyes and imagine what the force looks like. What do you see? Nah. Okay. Oh, this is a good one, I think. Okay. What if Ben Solo had never turned to the dark side? Would he still have a connection to Rey? Would the destiny of the galaxy at large be affected differently? But I feel like the whole
Well,
connection with Rey thing is just stupid, but that's just my opinion.
the deity and the Force, there's so many different parts of the lore that a lot of people don't understand because they only follow one particular mainstream media outlook. So little things like that, like Ayla Sekur's ability to pick something up and get like force visions, when Ahsoka in her show was like reading the room through the force, people were like, oh, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? Disney's only doing that because, like they're trying to make this and that. And it's like, no, that's an ability that people have had in the past. You just don't know about it because you follow just Luke Skywalker and you know what I mean, and Anakin. Like there's
Yeah.
other force abilities. um I don't know. It's interesting to see what the plot would have been. um
Right?
it would have been cool if she was evil, and he
Like,
and
other way around.
she, yeah, like I think it would have been cool, like uh Luke finds her on the planet, and he for some reason he goes to Jakku, you know what I mean? And they find her, but she's a little bit older, but you can sense that she's force sensitive. Like she got caught stealing stuff from the New Republic, and she's detained. Leia finds her, sends her over to Luke while she's a little bit dark. He takes on the challenge because of his ability to turn his dad back. He thinks he can help with her, but also like they start to like each other, and she turns evil and then ends up becoming evil, and then Ben brings her back to the light side. I don't know. I just wrote a script for anybody that wants to elaborate more on it.
I mean, it'd be better than what they have now. At
They
least it
fly
would make more
now.
sense. Oh my gosh. It would have been cool to see, though, that other side of him.
Yeah,
Like, before
yeah,
he turned, even.
yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but did I mention the thing about Chopper when they're in the when they're up and they're talking to the Mon Mothma? How like you could have just went back in his data bank and like played the
Yeah.
recordings.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if we talked
It's
about
like,
that last week.
duh.
It is.
Okay, Star Wars isn't
It's
perfect,
just.
okay?
It just sat with me ever since then. Like it's just really stewed in the back of my mind.
I saw something else too say that they mess up on Phantom Menace with Padme, because it's like when she's got her double, the handmaiden, as Queen Amidala, and then she's the handmaiden. They still call her Padme. I was like, I never thought
Yeah,
about that because they're like,
yeah,
wouldn't they change? Because everyone else's names are similar, so wouldn't they just change
yeah,
her name instead of calling her Padme? Because wouldn't people figure that out?
yeah,
So yeah, Star Wars isn't perfect.
yeah. I wish Keira Knightley would have shown back up in it and not just been in the first one. So
Yeah, true. Yeah, but she was busy, I think, with Pirates at that point.
probably, probably.
Yeah, because she
So
did that like right after the first movie.
it's crazy too to like, like when you like now that we're older and we watch the deleted scenes and stuff, like how like you can have an understanding of why they took it out of the movie, but also like how much better it could have made the movie.
Right. You're like, why?
You know?
I mean, I guess they had to have it.
Yeah,
No, they don't even have to have it. It wasn't even that long.
yeah.
They could have had all those.
Did did you know? Okay, so like you know the scene in it that was shot in Italy, where like Anakin and Padme get married.
Hmm.
That little waterfront. You know how much it is to get married there?
Probably so much.
$1,700 for 30 minutes,
I would do it, honestly. I would do it for $1,700. I would.
and you get the little venue area for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Because weddings, if you really think about them, are so expensive. So,
I know.
whatever. $1,700 for 30 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So next week we'll watch. We'll both watch Loki this Thursday, and then next week we'll discuss it because there's only 2 episodes left of it. You really need to watch the rest of the boys and then watch Gen V. Um, it's really good.
That
It's
good.
really good. Oh, but and that reminds me, your horror movie. I find it so hilarious. Your little videos, like your reaction videos, like because I know how much you don't like horror movies. I know how much you don't like blood and gore, and it's just like you're really stepping out of your comfort zone by watching these movies.
I am. Which is so funny because I was telling Randall that too, like with Scream, because he's like, yeah, Scream's not scary. It's like a slasher movie. But I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
like watching people get stabbed. I don't like knives. I don't like that. But I handled it really well and I actually really enjoyed it, even with the blood.
So
But maybe
I
it's
got
because
a
it's
movie for
90s.
you. I got a movie for you to watch. It's a little bit newer. It's called Freaky, and it's got Vince Vaughn in it, and he plays a murderer. It's called Freaky.
Oh, 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 did he flip bodies?
Yeah, with a
I
girl
actually
that's in
did
high
see that.
school.
Yes. Yes. Randall
Did
and I
you watch
actually
it?
watched that just because Vince Vaughn was in it. I was like, I will watch this. And I
I
did like
watched it.
that. It was very funny.
Yeah, because the girls were like, I guess whoever the girl actress is, they were like, "Oh, we like her." Blah 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 blah. Let's watch this. And I was like, I like Vince Vaughn. Like, okay, cool. I ended up really liking the movie. I think I've watched it like 3 times.
Yeah,
It
because it
was
came out in 2020 and we watched it when it came out. And I liked it a lot.
yeah, that's good. That one's really
Because
good.
she
I
does
still
so good at acting like him.
I would like you to watch Raw if you can find Raw because I
I have
want
to
you
write
to
that on my list.
I want you to watch it, but I want you to get the plot twist at the end.
See, I like
Ooh,
those though.
and if there's another movie called um Even the Bones. It's got Timothy Chalamet and this one girl in it. Is it called Even the Bones?
Bones and all?
Bones and all.
Is that it?
Yeah, Bones and all. I
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay, okay. I know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Is that scary? Or is it just a
It's not
oh
really scary.
drama, horror, romance? It says.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And it's got like another weird like what the F? So
It's funny because like on TikTok, I posted the Scream reaction video on there, and it got like
Yeah.
24,000 views and all these messages and stuff. And I didn't realize how big Scream was. And I always forget because I always think like people that are very into Taylor Swift, like the Swifties, I always think are so weird. And people that were really into Scream before I watched Scream, I thought they were so weird. But then I have to remind myself, like, people think the same about me with Star Wars. And so I can't judge people for that. So when people are coming in the comments about Scream, I was like, I get it, guys. I totally get it. Like, this is your franchise. These are your movies. Like, I did buy myself a
Yeah.
Scream shirt that's going to be here tomorrow. Like, I do get it, you know? So I got to work on not judging people for what they love.
When he was like, "My mom's gonna be so mad at me."
I lost it at that part. I'm like, dude, I didn't even realize he was in that movie.
Yeah. It really is a
He
good
is
movie.
now making he's making whiskey now for D&D players. Like
Oh, really?
D&D inspired whiskey. Mhm. He just came out with it. Like he was just taste testing it on TikTok the other day. And so I think you can I don't even think you can buy it yet. But yeah. I was like, "Huh, look at you."
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Alrighty. Well, like, comment, subscribe.
All
If
that
you have
jazz.
any if you have any questions you'd like us to answer on the podcast, go to our Instagram.
You should do another question box.
We should. I was thinking about going live on Instagram too, maybe one of these days.
We should. I'm down. Down like a clown.
Yeah, we'll go live and then we'll answer some questions and stuff. So,
Yeah, let's figure that out and plan it and be like, we're going live this day at this time.
yeah. I work the next 7 days straight, so I won't have a day off until
Gross.
next Wednesday. So
Gross.
maybe we'll shoot for like Wednesday or Thursday to go live. And then what we'll do is
Okay.
we'll do a live video on Instagram, but can you screen record while we're doing it?
I think I can save it.
Okay.
And
And
there's
then you can
because
upload
last
it.
time I posted it, but you can't post it and save it. I learned, so you have to pick one or the other.
Okay. And then we can upload it to YouTube and then we can upload it back to Instagram. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, and then what we'll do is like the next couple of days we'll put on like our stories and stuff like we're going live this day at this time. We're going live this day at this time. Have your questions ready. If you want questions answered,
Yeah.
put them in the box below and then we'll save them.
What's in the box?
Well, as Justin Timberlake would say. All right. Well, it
Oh
was
my
good
gosh.
seeing you. May the
You
force
too.
be
Oh
with
shit.
you.
Always.
All right, I'll hit you up.
Peace out. Peace out,
Bye.
Girl Scout.
May the force be with you.